Hey, welcome on back, everyone. And here's our
saved me back in town.
Kane look-alike buddy.
And now I live at the shelter you told me about. I have to donate blood.
Apparently,
regularly,
by go to
but
the
they give me
shelter, she
food,
went
a
straight
place
to
to
our
live,
headquarters
and
instead.
clean clothes. I
She
can
didn't
sleep
go-
without fear of revenants or the lost.
Nah, she just passed
To
by.
me, it seems quite luxurious. I
Say,
have a much better life now.
It's just
thanks to you.
weird they don't give her a name.
She's just a blood doll. She's not important.
She doesn't show up that often, but yeah, it is kind of surprising that they couldn't give her something.
Yeah, like, it doesn't have to be a deep, meaningful name. Oh, so,
How much fun are we having here?
It's great to show off 7 videos in. Maybe some more of the character creator. So I just wanted to show off just a little bit more. Mostly, I just want to show off with scars, you can flip them from face to face. And I also wanted to show off the colors. So the cattail here will serve as that guide.
But cheetah tail.
it looks silly.
It looks, yeah. And there's all kinds of colors and like patterns, including this garish glowing. If you want to have a glowing tail.
Lightsaber tail.
Yeah.
How dare you not equip that?
Also, the name colors, Gangsta.
I don't know where some of these ideas for color categories come from.
Yeah, there's interior, paprika.
Well, there's interior like 1 through 6 or 8.
Oh yeah. I'm showing off the more extreme colors, but yeah, there's like 20 different kinds of like normal colors. And it's like, at that point, why don't you just have a color wheel?
Oh, huh, I guess you had the deluxe edition or whatever?
Yeah.
Because even getting the season pass doesn't get a couple of cosmetics.
The hunter.
Who cares?
He's
but
an utterly ruthless revenant.
Gotta shell out an
Taking
extra
the
$10
lives of
for
both
glowing
friend and
green.
foe. Or at least that's how the gossip goes.
It
Can't say how
is
much is
just
true,
kind of
but
weird
you
that they
can
have
be
all
sure
these
he's not
different
someone
colors and
messing
all these different accessories, but there's only like
You have any
6
more info
outfits
on
you
him?
could wear.
Oh, right. Memory loss. Sorry.
yeah, that's what the
Lost
fun
are
of
what's
Nexus
left
is
of
for.
revenants who've succumbed to
Yeah.
their thirst.
There's some interesting
Their boar
stuff. There's
parasites take
also,
over,
well,
turning them into unkillable
It's Nexus.
yeah, there's also
Turn them
some
to
straight
ash
up
and they'll just
porn,
keep
but
popping back up,
there are
mindlessly
still
hunting
some
blood.
interesting,
Nothing
not
human
porn
is
things
left.
with the adult.
If you're fighting them,
filter,
show no
so
mercy. Keep at them no
Sometimes you
matter
may
how
have
many
to
times it
wade
takes.
through there.
If you don't,
Like,
you'll find
because
yourself
at
joined.
some point I'm going to be getting back into Skyrim VR.
So you're
I guess
at-
I've also had my Fallout 4 LP that I've also been neglecting. But, I've gone deep into the Nexus, and it's just funny that there's stuff that it's not even really adult oriented, but it has the adult flag on it because the mod
Yeah,
author is
like-
running a porn mod for their screenshots.
Skeevy or skimpy or...
Or they're just
I think
using
they're-
Type 3 bodies.
We can go down. from
Well,
here.
there's at least
Don't
there's at
rush.
least one
Place your
where
feet
like
carefully.
the version I have of the mod is not skeevy, but there are versions of that same clothing mod that have fewer layers.
Of course. So the next area, we gotta go all the way down this pit.
Takes
So
courage
let's
to
just.
climb down.
Anyways,
Break your
Ouch.
knees.
Wait,
yes.
don't you have that one gift by now that reduces fall damage?
I'm kind of an idiot, and despite having it equipped right now, I didn't put on that gift.
Oh. Oh boy.
Why would you not wear the silver cat ring?
Most of the time, falling damage is not like this.
On my way.
Oh, there we go. Thanks, Louis.
Sorry. I owe you one.
And it turns out our character can talk. She just chooses not to.
So we're going down to the gutter, right?
Yes, you got to go all the way down. I thought, because this is the assumption I made first go around too. There is a switch upstairs by the elevator, and when you try to use it, it says it's not active. And ooh, that's a close one. And I assumed it was a plot flag where once I go to a certain spot, i.e. the last boss, it would work. But nope, you had to go down here anyways. So I could have gone down here first go around.
What a strange place.
I wouldn't quite call it the gutter.
Place I
And
Dropping
There's a
down
more
a...
apt... What?
go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, there's a more apt comparison.
Yes.
The Shrine of Anime.
I was calling it the gutter because of the way you drop down into it.
The first time I did this, I actually went from the very top all the way straight to the bottom. I completely missed my leap, and thankfully the AI partner revived me once I hit the floor. I was like, oh, cool, that was easy.
Huh.
Rip your spine.
I really should have done it this time because, good lord, that I don't like
You
the
should have
falling
left the-
puzzles.
You should have left the tail equipped.
Oh boy. That would be silly.
Glowing piece of rope that touches my head.
Just spin around like Tails the Fox.
I mean, I think I could have actually equipped 2 of them because there's different accessory slots. And
I mean, if you want a fox... If you want something to actually look like a foxtail, then you probably put one of the ponytail accessories, attach it to back waist, I think?
oh yeah, oh hey, so this is our new area. And yeah, you can move where accessories go, which is kind of neat.
Just cut straight through the mist. I'll take a bit more than that to keep us from getting lost.
Let's take a break here.
This area is kind of reminding me of the memory space.
Eat your donuts, Yakumo.
This? It's called
The
onigiri.
fuck did you just call
It's a
that?
kind of food that's easy to carry around.
It's a Phoenix Wright
Not
joke.
that there's any point in eating
Oh,
food for a revenant.
In Pokemon, they call those donuts.
Although we may thirst for blood, we never grow hungry. Still, I think
Jelly
that makes
filled
eating
are the
all
best,
more
by the way.
meaningful for us. We fight. We drink blood. We revive. We fight some more. Our lives are pretty much one endless loop. But every time you go around, you almost forget that we were all human once. If I completely lost the memory of my human past, I wouldn't be me anymore. I would just be something in the shape of me. I'd look like a revenant, but on the inside I'd be no different than the lost. What's the point of living like that? I served in the army. Back before I became a revenant, we always used to eat these things when we were out on missions. I guess it helps me remember. It was a miserable time, but I made some good friends that I shouldn't let myself forget. This stuff doesn't really taste that great, but eating it always reminds me of those friends. So, I guess you could say it helps me stay me. It's been an important companion in my life.
I'd like to know, we
Okay,
can have
all
one of
set.
those donuts as an accessory that we can
Come
put
on.
on.
Let's get going.
Oh god.
There's a blood spring up ahead. Be careful not to lose your bearings, all right? If we get split up in this mist, we may never be able to find each other again.
God, I'm sure the compression is amazing for what's gonna be the next 20 minutes of video.
I wanted to let that audio play out, but I do like that leitmotif they put on during the cutscene.
Can he even digest that?
It's funny you actually asked that, because
You want to try it?
I wanted to ask. Well, first off, I just wanted to show off. So I'm being more magey this go around, so I swapped over to a more magey blood veil.
Yeah.
Anyways,
The city must have fallen.
in a lot of media where a creature no longer needs to eat, maybe creature is a strong word, when a person does not need to eat, but they eat anyways because it makes them feel more human. What happens to the food once they eat it? If
in theory... Go ahead.
I would say if they don't need to eat, then they probably don't have much of a digestive system, so it's just accumulate.
I guess it just passes through.
Kind of depends on how whatever piece of media decides to solve the problem. I know, funny enough, Vampire the Requiem says, okay, normally you just can't keep it down at all. If you spend, I forget if they call it blood points or if they call it vitae, because of Requiem versus Masquerade. But anyway, you can temporarily get the blush of life where you kind of look human for a bunch of purposes, and you can temporarily hold down food.
Oh wow.
You have to vomit it up later, but you can look human on a meal.
That's quite valuable.
Oh man, that reminds me of a episode of Red Letter Media where it was a vampire movie, and it was like a Twilight knockoff. So the vampire boyfriend goes and visits the girl's house and eats with her family, and after eating, yeah, he throws it all back up, and one of them says something to the effect of, just like what happens to everyone else who eats KFC.
Oh dear.
Hey, it looks like we could get a look around.
I was just thinking, remember the old book, Zombie Survival Guide and World War Z?
Yes.
Yes.
They actually cover what happens when zombies eat a bunch of human flesh. It just accumulates, and then eventually there's so much it just passes straight through from sheer force.
Jeez. Code Vein LP, the digestive system of the less than living creatures.
It's still good, Ricky. We might have gotten out, but there's too many of them.
What? Hey, at least this isn't the Mooner Museum.
Is your regeneration level all right?
So this area, I actually forgot about the whole water thing. Once the water gets so low, we can't move as fast.
That's
And we also cannot dodge. Well, I guess we can't get a quick dodge.
Yeah, you just get set to slow dodge if you're in like hip deep water or whatever it is.
Is there a gravity suit in this game?
Sadly, no.
No.
No rusted iron ring?
That said, I'm trying to remember off the top of my head if there's any other area, any other normal zone in the game that has water like this.
Hopefully not, because while I'll say I dislike the last area more just because of how windy it was, the being forced to walk slowly doesn't make me too happy about this place either.
You don't need to walk. You can still run.
That is true. Like now.
Yeah.
Now, is this a large area, or does it just feel large because there's a lot of fog everywhere and you move slow?
Whoa.
You finally got a lunch.
Yeah. Didn't do the launch. So once my meter maxes out, my focus meter, and I do a launch, I also do a drain.
If you don't kill him with the launch, of course.
Right. And I usually kind of forget about the launch, honestly, because you have to I think it was you have to hit R1 and then triangle, and I don't know.
That's a double negative. Yes, this is a large area.
Oh,
yeah. There's a lot of stuff going on here, but this was designed with the map in mind. Even if you don't have, whatever missile activated for the full paths, you can still check out your breadcrumbs.
got something we can use?
Yeah, the dot feature is very helpful.
doesn't look like it's much wider than Fahrenheit, but it's hard to say how tall it is.
Thankfully, there's not much verticality.
No. Yeah, this is not fair and keep because, like...
You're not getting poisoned.
Yeah, and also because you're not... Like... You actually have a goddamn map.
Yeah. God, I can't imagine without having any kind of map. Trying to navigate through all this stuff. By the by, I haven't talked about these enemies. They like to hide underneath the water. You can kind of sometimes see their little wings poking out. But there's been a few times where I would see one, assume it's just that one, and then two more would just spring out from under the water and surprise my ass. And with the Darkseeker Blood Veil, the roar move it has, it almost one-shots these dudes.
Yeah, roars are... Any of the roars, as I think I was going to say at the end of last episode, yeah, like, they require a B in willpower, and they're pretty good dark gift damage for anybody if you can't get, like... If you can't fit on, like, some of the fussy endgame stuff that requires A or whatever.
These dudes also have this little plasma lightning vomit move.
Lightning breath, I assume.
But it's nice because they just stand still, you know, move their heads side to side for a couple of seconds, making it real easy to get up behind them.
I was gonna say, they look hilariously easy to backstab.
Yeah, the problem is I have no idea where the hell their backstab spot is a lot of the times. I'll just be sitting there.
The reason it's fussy is because you need to be a precise distance from their butt.
Oh, so I can't be getting all up in there.
You kind of don't want to be too close.
Ooh, haven't I heard that before?
Yeah, this is just something I've figured out after too much time playing this game, so...
Mm-hmm. We'll say, it wasn't intentional for me to want to go more spell slingy this go around, but it's very nice with all this damn water, meaning that I don't have to worry too much about mobility.
Oh, yeah.
And we've also
there are some enemies I assume we'll see later on that you will really want to like not tussle with in melee if you can help it.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me, Yakumo?
Oh, hey.
That's a lot of vestiges.
Yes, they throw them at you this go around.
Some of them are like halves of vestiges. You can't use the full thing until you've gotten both parts or whatever.
Right. But, yeah. You've also noticed some of them named Assassin. I wonder what our next blood code will be.
It's the Ed Bosco blood code.
Oh, that was easy. Where are we going next?
It's never that easy.
Alright, I'm currently tracing the spring's flow. Just hold on, give me a moment.
We gotta go back to the city ruins.
Well,
What's going on here?
except for the fact that
We have to go back to the old city ruins.
how do we get through?
There must be something we missed there.
Mods, please rename my thread. We must return to the city ruins.
Anyway,
Pray return to the city ruins.
Oh, hello. I appreciate it kept my weapon in the scene.
Searching for blood beads on your own? That's all.
So I wonder how that would have looked if I had the Zweihander
Listen.
equipped.
No one here
Probably
wants this
similar.
to turn violent. So just hand over your blood beads.
what if we don't want to?
And I'll
Because
take them.
your character's cutscene animations
Too late.
are always going to be the same regardless of what kind of weapon you're using. So what they did was they just set up animations that would look appropriate with all 5 weapon classes.
A kid?
Get away from Mia!
Well, kid, nothing personal.
Nicola! What are you doing out here? Because you...
That's...
He's on the verge of a frenzy.
Is that
That's why he
Brienne
wanted
Siddle?
blood beads, isn't it?
What?
The kid.
I
If you lay a
don't
finger
know.
on him...
That's either Mona Marshall or Brienne Siddle.
Here, take this.
I can't stop looking at their hats.
That's for him.
You
Give it
recognize
to
Mia,
him
though?
quick.
I haven't heard her enough to recognize
You
her.
haven't had anything to drink, Mia.
Yeah,
Don't
they're
be silly.
funny
Go on,
Russian hats.
It's for you.
So I didn't
Nicola
realize.
is neither of the people you mentioned.
Really?
The symptoms aren't fading. Why?
So I wouldn't
It's
have
not
thought
enough,
that those
that's all.
blood beads were like glass.
I just have to find more for him.
I always thought that they were like a translucent flesh.
Could be
Hey,
ceramic.
come on. Going
Or
out on your
ceramic,
own is
yeah.
crazy.
Might just be like
Thanks for your concern.
some funny
but
bone
we'll be all
substance.
right. Come on, let's go.
Oh boy.
So, I don't think...
Yeah, I know. Let's go after them.
And thus, we have to continue staying here.
So, Nicola here is voiced by Michelle
Like I
Ruff.
even care about that.
Okay.
Mia, on the other hand, is voiced by Erica Mendez.
I do not recognize that name.
Nope.
Sounds vaguely familiar.
She's done a bunch of things, like, most recently, and funny enough, I started playing through this.
Let's use it well.
She's one of the 2 protagonists in Scarlet Nexus.
Got my phone looking her up right now.
You're no trouble.
Let me...
This is wonderful commentary, by the way.
Yeah, it's better than dead air. So now I'm going to.
You went back to start and you're going
I'm
around the right?
positive she was
Yeah.
in Danganronpa.
So this video would have ended. Actually, not ended. It would have been me doing a side quest, but then I realized the next video was going to be almost an hour long, so
Climb up from here.
Eesh.
I threw that
That's
out.
a bit long.
Yep, she played Maki
Yeah.
from V3.
Movement. Be careful.
That's where I heard her name before.
Oh, come on, dude. That was totally your backside.
Oh, she's Retsuko.
We need to get out of here fast.
We'll have to take good care of that. This will mark the places we've reached.
I think my favorite voice in this game is not gonna show up until halfway through, though.
Does this? Well, I'm pretty sure I already know the answer, but there is an option to change the voices to Japanese, right?
Probably. Don't see why you would.
It's just I don't know. Maybe it's overexposure. It's making me see things a certain way, but there's a lot of times where, particularly anime-esque games or Japanese-based games, where people will just lose their shit and go, "Why can't I just do Japanese?" And you ever just feel bad for the English voice actors?
Yeah.
Yeah, especially because, like,
It's like an enchanted
these are
forest.
people who didn't pay attention to,
Back here
you
again.
know, the English dub of Princess Mononoke in the fucking 90s. which had really good voice acting.
Oh yeah. And I do just think it's funny that it seems that the gaming, a lot of companies took that to heart and we just went, you know, every time we release a game, people always want the Japanese voice acting, so let's just save the money and not bother.
Yeah, what was that new one? The one where the kids are fighting in a tank?
Valkyria
Oh,
Chronicles?
Fuga.
Yeah, Fuga. Only available in French and Japanese.
Damn.
Je ne parle
Honestly,
anglais.
I think when I get that game, I'm gonna pick French. That'd be more novel.
Oh god. You know what would be really funny? Partly because I've seen the playthrough where somebody did this on Super Mario Galaxy and complained about it because it used too much slang.
What, the commentator used too much slang?
No. Instead of regular French, Quebecois French.
Ah,
That's going to piss off so many French viewers.
Oh yeah, like I remember seeing Psychedelic Eyeball going through this.
Yeah, so now I'm just kind of like, oh my god, how do I make sure I'm not re-going in the same area that I've already been at?
I'd say these mosquito guys rising out of the water is a pretty good indication.
Yeah.
Just go where there's no... Well, I was gonna say where there's no bodies, but they don't leave bodies, so... Well,
Plus, you still got your breadcrumbs, and you can always just try to push boundaries and fill in spots.
Alone, they're no trouble.
yeah, pretty much.
There's a real lack of map around here.
Yes. The missiles that I gotta clear out, spoilers, are like at the very fucking edge where I've
Yeah,
already
some of them are
explored
in funny
everything.
spots. And Lael's popped it up on a couple of times, but he kind of went past a missile on the left side.
Oh no.
keep sucking.
Yeah.
What's that for? Or rather, who's that for?
Well,
Say we can give gifts to our buddies,
yeah.
and certain buddies like certain gifts. Oh hey, there's the missile. And when you give them gifts, you get points, and then you can use those points to get items back from them. And typically it's like weapon upgrades things.
Yeah, some of them are unique weapons, some of them are just weapon upgrades, some of them are like gestures or cosmetic or like icons with the gestures. Stamps, that's the term.
I actually forgot that you could. So at some point I could get Louis' weapon for myself if I
Yeah.
gift him a bunch of books, because he's a nerd.
Yeah, I forget. I'm blanking on the name of his weapon.
I hope we're done here soon.
I remember Yakumo's, and yeah, you can do something similar with him, is Onibane.
I see. I know Louis is known as the Crimson Sword.
Yeah, it might be like Crimson Blade or something like that. I'm going to look it up now. So I can find it in...
It's gonna be something completely
Oh, okay.
like Scarlet Edge.
Enduring Crimson.
Okay. Ooh. I wasn't
big
expecting
sword.
that.
Yep.
I was like, oh, I'll just stand out here, and he just fucking
Yeah,
pokes
that's...
me.
I think that's the Sunset Zweihander? Basically... There are a couple of weapon lines in the game, and one of them is just like the regular Queenslayer stuff. Or actually, that might not be Sunset now. But like, there's Queenslayer stuff, and then there's Sunset stuff, which is like sort of DK sort of decayed and acid-etched versions of the same weapons, and then there's, like... There might be another, like... There might be another... Maybe the Lost Spy Hunter?
This terrain is difficult.
See, I do know there's a lost, set series of weapons.
Yeah. They're pretty similar to the base ones, just like a couple parameters tweaked here and there.
But I'm just being boring using one-handed swords. Though apparently going off posting a thread, I guess everyone goes two-handers, so I guess I'm being unique.
Why do you even have two hands if you're not going to use them?
That's a good point.
Keep the second one free for the spell focus.
Well...
Yeah, to throw spells.
Oh, you can still throw spells around if you've got two-handers. Remember what I did in the bonus video?
Oh, yeah. Which I'm surprised people have actually watched that. Usually bonus videos, no one ever watches those.
Yeah, hopefully for the next one, I'll see if I can't, make something a bit less raw. Well, actually, that's not the terminology I'm going for. Have a couple of builds set up ahead of time.
Yeah.
So I do want a gun build, and I do want something to show off hammers, at least.
I hope we're done here soon.
You and me both, Louis, but this is only part 1 of part 2.
Oh, joy.
These things are jerks.
Yes, these little ball dudes.
As long as you can keep hitting them, they will be stun-locked, I guess?
Yeah.
But if they roll into you, that's knockdown.
I like to keep my distance. Just sling them with spells.
What's that?
Yeah, that's one of the benefits to two-handers in this kind of scenario, that you can block that attack
Went quite well.
and not be knocked down.
Oh, nice.
Now,
Next
it's not
video.
exclusive to two-handers, but two-handers generally have better blocking stats.
This terrain is difficult.
Fuck everything about this map.
Let's use it.
Yeah, you see how, like I said, this is part 1.
Oh yeah,
I hope we're done
there's
here
a
soon.
lot more going forward, but the first area here is probably the most complex part of it.
It's like a Doom map made by an asshole.
Sandy Peterson! Why are there so many cocodemons here?
Yeah, I mean, never mind. I would say, well, those circle things could be cocodemons, but they're just round things, not similar in any way. Oh, hello. Fucking jackass.
Oh boy.
Thought I got them all, too. Then that fucker comes out of left field.
Those things are hilarious.
Wait.
And hey, at the very end, we finally got the blood veil, blood code.
This terrain
So now you can climb on the monsters and jab your sword into them.
Oh man, if only.
I will
God.
never stop making references to Dragon's Dogma.
God, that's such a good series. It didn't make number 2.
Now I want to play Soulbound and the indie version of Soulbound.
So, thankfully, the second half of this zone has a little less waist-high water, so hopefully things will be a little more exciting then. I'll be seeing you all next time.
See ya, folks.
See ya.